You're very welcome to this Baroque Christmas concert from Nano Nagle Place. Just 6 years ago, the stunning convent and education buildings here at Nano Nagle Place were in a perilous condition. But thanks to a huge investment from the international presentation community, they are now a thriving hub of heritage, culture, and community education. At Nano Nagle Place, we bring alive Nano Nagle's vision of empowerment through education for a contemporary world.
Well, we really wish you could be with us here in the Goldie Chapel at Nano Nagle Place, built back in 1865 and designed by the famous architect George Goldie. But you can't be with us for this year, but it was very important to us to be able to bring you a Baroque Christmas, because this concert, since we started running our cultural programme here in Nano Nagle Place back in 2017, has been the highlight of the year for many people. And this year, once again, Caitriona O'Mahony has put together a beautiful programme for you. Caitriona is a regular collaborator with us, and she's the artistic director for the East Cork Early Music Festival. And together with James Taylor on harpsichord and organ, Norah O'Leary, cellist, and beautiful vocalist Gemma Magner, I hope you'll really enjoy a Baroque Christmas and have yourselves a very, very happy Christmas.
Veni, veni, Emmanuel, captivum solve Israel, qui gemit in exilio, privatus Dei filio. Gaudi, gaudi, Emmanuel nascitur pro Dei Israel. O come, Emmanuel, and ransom captive Israel, that mourns in lonely exile here, until the Son of God appear. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. O come, thou rod of Jesse, free thine own from Satan's tyranny. From depths of hell thy people save, and give them victory o'er the grave. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. O come, thou dayspring from on high, and cheer us by thy drawing nigh. Disperse the gloomy clouds of night, and death's dark shadows put to flight. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O
Hello, I'm Caitriona O'Mahony, and with me here tonight are Norah O'Leary on Baroque cello, James Taylor on harpsichord and organ, and our lovely soprano, Gemma Magner. And we're going to share with you some of our favourite Christmas music from the Goldie Chapel here in Nano Nagle Place. So we kicked things off with some music which goes quite far back in history. We have our Veni, Emmanuel, which we think the tune comes from 15th century France. And of course, for our lovely Wexford cellist, we had to have our Wexford Carol, which is supposed to be one of the oldest Christmas carols in the tradition, dating back, we think, as far as the 12th century. So for our next trick, we're going to venture into the 18th century. And in 1710, a young German composer comes to London and starts to make his name by writing Italian-style opera. He comes under the patronage of the 4th Earl of Cork, Richard Boyle, and he actually spends the first few years that he lives in London living in the Earl of Cork's London townhouse in Burlington House. So I'm talking obviously about Handel, and it's much later in life that he's invited to Dublin by the then Lord Lieutenant of Ireland, Duke of Devonshire, to give some concerts in aid of charitable causes, because Ireland's in the grip of quite a severe famine, and they put on these concerts in aid of debtors' relief and of Mercer's Hospital. The band for these concerts were led by Matthew Dubourg, the violinist, who's the master of the state music in Dublin Castle. And Handel said, "The instruments really are excellent, and the music sounds delightful in this charming room, which puts me in such spirits, and my health being so good, that I exert myself on the organ with more than the usual success." So we're going to give you one aria from the Messiah. It's "If God Be For Us," and we hope that we'll be exerting ourselves on our instruments with more than our usual success in this charming room. We're going to have a bit of variety for you now, and you're going to hear two instrumental pieces next. First, we're going to hear from James Taylor, who's going to play some beautiful sphalank for you on the restored organ of the Goldie Chapel. And after that, we're going to go into a 17th century violin sonata by Austrian composer Johann Schmelzer, who was supposed to be the most distinguished violinist in Europe in his day. It's the fourth sonata from his Sonata Unarum Fideum. They were written for a cardinal, and the whole dedication is a pun on Sonata Unarum Fideum, which could mean sonatas for one fiddle, or sonatas for sonatas of one faith, one true faith. And in form, this is one of our favorite kinds of works to play. So it's on a repeating ground bass. You've got the bass keeping this structure of four chords that goes around and around and around, and lots of variations going on over the top. And I find there's just something very reassuring about playing these ground bass works. They sort of put you in mind of, you know, the time when you were thinking about music of the spheres, and that the harmony we were creating was doing something to align with the heavens. So you get this feeling that no matter what happens, no matter what goes on over the top, you've got your four ground bass notes that will just keep going around and around. No matter what, things will always continue. we're going to give you one more aria from the Messiah tonight. And just thinking back again to our premiere in Dublin in 1741, it wasn't always the smoothest running state of affairs. Handel's alto soloist, who was Mrs. Susanna Chibber, was in the midst of a very scandalous divorce at the time. And then he, at the last minute, ran into some trouble from the then Dean of St. Patrick's, who's Jonathan Swift. He needed the combined choirs of Christchurch and St. Patrick's to sing the Messiah for him. And at the last minute, Swift withdrew his permission, and he said that he wasn't going to have his choristers singing at a club of fiddlers in Fishamble Street. But very fortunately, he repented at the last minute, and he allowed the choirs to sing. They sang their Messiah in Fishamble Street. They raised a lot of money for their charities. It was a very well-sold show. If you had happened to call to Abbey Street in 1741, to Handel's rooms in Abbey Street, you might have been able to snag a ticket from the man himself for the price of half a guinea at the time. And in the end, the room was so packed out that the ladies were requested not to wear hoops in their skirts, and the gentlemen were requested to leave their swords at home to make more room for the crowd. So we're going to give you I Know That My Redeemer Liveth from the Messiah. We just have one last piece to share with you tonight. So all that remains is for me to say a huge thank you to you for joining us virtually tonight in Nano Nagle Place. We'd like to say a big thank you to everyone who put so much work into bringing this concert to you, to Danielle and Shane and Evelyn, everyone at Nano Nagle Place, and to Chris and Joe and everyone at Cork Film Centre, who are the reason that we can come to you virtually instead of in real life tonight. And it's wonderful that we still have this way to share music with you right now, when I think we probably need it more than ever. So for our very last piece, we're going to give you a favourite carol of ours. It's O Come All Ye Faithful. And if you were here with us tonight, some of you might know if you've been to our previous concerts, we would get you all up and singing for the last carol. So we're going to ask you, if you'd like to join us from home, join in with us anyway. It's going to be even easier. You can turn up the volume. You don't have to put your cup of tea down. If the person next to you gives you a funny look for singing a weird note, you can kick them out of the living room. And you can find the words on the website. You probably know them already, but because I like to, we're going to mix it up a little bit between the English and the Latin. So we're going to give you the first verse in English, O Come All Ye Faithful. Then we're going to do verse 1 in Latin, which is the Adeste fideles. Second verse in Latin, Deum de Deo. And then we're going to do the last in English, which is the Sing Choirs of Angels. So I hope you join in with us, and I hope you have a very happy Christmas.